Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Universal Spirit Center. So glad that you join us this morning. I'm Kevin Busey and I have the great joy and honor to be the spiritual leader of our community, and I welcome you here this morning. So if you're with us for the first time, a special welcome to you, whoever you are. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcomed here. So we're glad you're with us. So if you are new, go to our website, universalspiritcenter.org, and click contacts, and you could fill out a little form online, and then we can send you information about what's going on in our center. So I'm going to invite you all to take a deep breath. We come to you live this morning through YouTube. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, through Facebook, like us on Facebook, or through our website live stream. So let's just take a deep breath right into your heart. Just go ahead and settle in, relax your body, still your mind, and open your heart. And let the divine presence move through you right now in a way that brings you peace and joy and love.
Ooh, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Good morning, loved community. From my heart to you, I give you a big virtual hug, and know that this hug is surrounding the world with love. Know that the divine presence is within each of us. Ooh, oh, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know. No, that I am God.
Mention Linda. Gino Walker. Thank you, Gino. Thank you. So I want to take a moment and just a special shout out for those of you who contributed over $600 to our effort in Mexico to provide Thanksgiving dinner for those in Mexico that are deportees in Mexico. So last year we went down there and we served them food. We served over 100 people, and this year we can't go down there, so instead what we're doing is raised money. We did a simple ask. And we got over $600, which is more than enough in order to provide Thanksgiving dinner for those folks down there. So thank you for all of you who contributed to that effort. So this morning is a special shout out. They're all special. It's a special shout out to Brian Sanders. All right, Brian. So let me tell you a little bit about Brian. He was at other spiritual centers, other Science of Mind centers, and he joined us about 3 years ago. Changed his membership from center, I think it was in Arizona. As soon as he got here, he jumped in and with connection and establishing himself as a presence here through classes, through volunteering. Anytime we need help with anything, we ask Brian and he shows up. And look at those guns on him. You can kind of tell he's muscular. Anytime we need anything moved, we just call Brian and he immediately comes and he lifts and he moves stuff so that yeah, we just give a special shout out to Brian. Brian also is on our Wisdom Council. No, I'm sorry, Stewardship Corps. So he oversees finances. He's part of a team that oversees finances in our center, and he's got a master's in business, in finances and business. So he brings his expertise to our finances, and so special shout out to him for that, as well as in 2021. Brian will complete his PhD in spiritual studies. So we look forward to celebrating him for that great accomplishment. Brian Sanders, we love you. Thank you for being with us, and we celebrate you this morning. All right, and so now is my opportunity to present to you Rich Oseguera, who will let you know what all the great things that are happening in our center this week. Rich.
Thanks, Rev Kev. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rich Oseguera, and I have a few brief announcements for you. And everything I'm sharing and more can be found at universalspiritcenter.org. So first up, we have our movie of the month, which is Let It Fall. And this is about the tensions leading up to the Rodney King riots in Los Angeles. So you can watch that movie on Netflix. And then on November 27th at 6:30 p.m. in our community Zoom room, we'll have a discussion and we'll talk about what we learned from the movie and what we can do about this. Next up, we have our action of the week from the Racial Equality Project. Did you know that many corporations use prison labor to produce goods and services that you probably have in your home? These companies pay very little, and the working conditions are inhumane. Prisons are profiting from prisoners' wages, and if you would like to let these companies know that you don't support this form of systemic racism page, and you can register to send a letter of love, encouragement, and hope. And a huge thank you and a shout out to everyone from the center who already has signed up to participate. He's received some letters, and he is really, really grateful to you. And now, let's welcome licensed prayer practitioner Christine Thompson for a reading, a meditation, and prayer.
And it just brings me so much joy to be with people, to hold space, and to pray with them. So if you're interested in becoming a licensed prayer practitioner, reach out to Lee Armentrout at our center at leeuniversalspiritcenter.org. And so let's just take a deep breath together. And wherever you are this morning, whether that is still in bed, or maybe you're walking on the beach, or maybe you're riding your bicycle or in the car, or even in this room, let's just pause and be with ourselves this morning. So let's just breathe in. And so our reading this morning is from Alan Seal. And Alan says, "You are healing in every moment of your life. Don't worry so much about how to heal. Rather, open your awareness to the fact that it's already happening and see where it leads you." So breathing in and knowing that God is present, that even in perceived challenges, that God as the verb is healing. And so just in this reminder that healing is already taking place, no matter what, it's happening. So here in this moment, in every single moment of our lives, the how and the what is already going on. So I am overjoyed in this knowing that with God, not only inside, but all around, that healing is taking place, not only for myself, but for everybody in the world. And so I know that that healing is an extension of our Universal Spirit Center. That the healing that is happening here and now transcends itself to everyone, everywhere. There is no place and no thing that God is not present. And so how grateful I am this morning to be at the center with the divine. And so knowing that God is orchestrating all of this, all of life itself comes together right here. I'm knowing that Reverend Kevin's words are inspiring, that the music from Gino and Linda from afar is healing, that all the machinations of how we get to be is amazing and transcending and magnificent. And so I just release this knowing that with God, it's in the bag and in our hearts. And so with this, with great big hearts and great big smiles today, just anchor in this knowing with me as we say together, and so it is.
We just want to take this time to recognize our magnificent Linda. Ely is taking a much-deserved day off. We miss her, but know that it is absolutely supporting her in all that she is. And yes, we're having the wonderful journey of some divine technical things that are happening. The internet went down, so it froze us. So just know that we're here with you, and we too are on this journey, appreciating and enjoying. And let's take that from the top, shall we? Hey. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the joy each new day brings. And with every breath you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. We will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. We will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. We will do amazing things. All the places we will go, and the people you will know. you. No need to worry when now. You don't need to know that now. We're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just relax and enjoy the now, 'cause we will do amazing things. Yeah. Amazing, amazing. We will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. We will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just trust in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes when you're having fun, that's when the deepest answers come. Close your eyes and take the breath and smile. Oh, amazing, amazing. We will do amazing things. Amazing. Oh, amazing. You and I will do amazing things. You are amazing.
That was the amazing Gino Walker. To acknowledge Gino. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Gino. And Gino facilitates Awakening Wednesdays as well, so I invite you to that experience, to experience and open up to her powerful energy. So glad you're with us, Gino Walker, as our music director. So let's all take a breath here now. Thanks for your patience as Corey and Rich work really hard to keep us alive and online and everything working. We really appreciate all that they're doing. Appreciate you being with us as well. So if you've just tuned in, I'm Kevin Busey. I'm the spiritual leader of our center, Universal Spirit Center. And I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you're with us this morning. So I think it's probably safe to say that most of us have a deep appreciation for nature, for its beauty, for the peacefulness that we find in nature. You know, there's a lot of these shots that we have behind us are nature shots, and I think they're powerful images to be in nature. And many of us are drawn to the experience of nature. And I wonder if part of the reason is because when we're in nature, even if we're not really cognitive of it, we're witnessing the perfect harmony of all of the parts coming together to create this wholeness. We've got the light of the sun, we've got the darkness and the light of the moon, we've got rain that comes in, we've got the soil that takes in the rain, we've got plants and bushes and trees and flowers that soak in the nutrients from the soil after it rains. We've got rivers and streams and oceans. We've got the wildlife of birds and fish. And all sorts of animals and insects. And when you're in nature, right? You just see it all working together like a unified wholeness. And it's working together. Its harmony comes from within. There's no outside force that's making it happen. It all happens from within itself. And it's a perfect balance. So the next time that you're in nature, maybe Balboa Park or one of our seashores, just be a witness to the perfect harmony that happens in nature. And as I said, I think we're drawn to nature and its peacefulness because we feel this harmony. And actually, the same harmony that's going on inside nature goes on inside of us. All of our organs work in perfect harmony or sync with each other. We don't have to will it so. It just happens. And if it doesn't happen, that's what we call sickness or illness. And then we do something to get the alignment of those organs working together again in perfect harmony. So in the 1200s, I think it was Augustine, St. Augustine, who said that this is a classical proof of the existence of God. The inherent harmony within nature and within our bodies. Like there's a divine intelligence that's happening within the whole of the universe. And that was one of his proofs of the existence of God. So I'm, like many of you, a real fan of nature, and one of my hobbies is to go backpacking. I'd take a few days and go out into the wilderness. And one thing that's a good idea to do when we're out on a hike or a backpack trip, or maybe anytime we have a journey that we're on to a place we've never been, is to just stop and to kind of get our bearings. So sometimes I'll just stop when I'm on the trail hiking out, and I'll pull out the map or the GPS, and I'll get my bearings. Where am I at? And I want to find myself on the map. And I'll tell you, one of the scariest things is to be out in the wilderness 2, 3, 4 days out and not know where you are. That's really scary. So knowing where one is on a map or knowing where one is on their journey, it's an important thing. I think you'd all agree with that. It's important because we know where we're at, and it gives us a clue as to where we're headed. We can ask ourselves when we're on our journey, are we headed in the direction that we want to go? Simple question. Are we headed in the direction we want to go? And then we could look behind. You know, when you're backpacking, they say a smart thing to do is to turn around and to see where you've been, especially if you're going back out that way on a backpacking trip. So that when you look, things look totally different if you're going versus if you're coming back, right? So to get familiar with where you've been, because that's going to assist you in your journey. So these are great things. So this is a very interesting time that we find ourselves in the world. And so maybe it would be important to just pause and to get your bearings. How are you doing? Are you where you should be? Are you going in the direction that you want to go? Have you been conscious of the road that you've been traveling on? So many of you know we are celebrating, or we're actually entering into our 20th year as being spiritual community. So I've been asking myself that question as a spiritual leader of our community. I've been like, where are we at these days? How are we doing? We'll get a bearings of where we at. Where I am personally in terms of my leadership of the community, where I think our community at. And where we've been. Where have we been the last 20 years? How have we been doing? We've been on path? And where are we going? Are we going where we think we're going? So in being with that question, I have to tell you, I got really excited because the main work we have been doing since we first opened our door almost 20 years ago, the main work we've been doing is to break through those blocks within ourselves that keep us from a greater experience of ourselves. Break through those defenses and those illusions and those false images we have of ourselves to experience a greater experience of God's love in our life, to open more fully to this innate harmony, divine harmony that we see in nature, this divine intelligence that lives in our body. So over the years of our education, of our traumas, of our growing up, there's been layers of defenses that have happened, or energy that have kept us from who we truly are. A person that's an expression of the divine. So the work of our center, which I'm so thrilled to say, I think we've been doing a good job at, the work of our center is to break through the false self into the authentic self. The authentic self that has an awareness of this divine life. So I have to be honest with you. You know, you're meeting someone at a party, although you don't meet people at parties these days. But when I've met someone, a neighbor or someone, and they ask what I do, I always get a little nervous. I say I'm a minister, but that minister conjures all sorts of images, right? And concepts in people's minds. Frequently when I say I'm a minister, I feel like the person just kind of pauses and thinks, oh my God, what have I said in this conversation, right? But I always qualify it, because I'm not a minister and we're not a denomination that tries to get people to believe a certain thing, or to try to be saved, or to try to get you to behave a certain way. That's not what this ministry is about, and good luck with that with you guys, someone to try to get you guys to behave. But our ministry, what we're about is opening to the divine experience. That's what we're about. So what you believe about God is not so important. It's removing from within ourselves all those blocks to love. And spiritual literature says, spiritual teachers say, and I know this has been your experience and it's been my experience, that sometimes struggle or difficulties or challenges assist us in breaking loose from that false self that we hold on to. I'm almost imagining it like an energy within us, you know, an energy of struggle or of conflict or of difficulty. You know, many of us are feeling this now. Our nation's feeling it. The world's feeling it. But it's energy that happens within us that feels uncomfortable because it's stronger energy, because it appears chaotic and not controlled. So it moves through us. And it's almost like I feel like sometimes we need that kind of force energy to move through us strongly, even though it's uncomfortable, so that we'll loosen the grip on that image of that false self that we have to pretend that we're someone other than we are to be loved. So I don't know if that helps you, but that's the image that's going through my mind. And you know, you think about it, we experience that same force in nature. In nature, from within this balance and harmony comes thunderstorms. And sometimes these thunderstorms create wildfires. And sometimes within nature we experience earthquakes or hurricanes. What it is an energy that comes up from within the experience of nature. And it powerfully moves through nature. And it's almost like, I think sometimes it's just like some energy needs to be released. Some alignment needs to happen. So we experience that within ourselves as well. So I had a minor mini hurricane move through me this last week. So I had an experience, personal experience, where I felt kind of excluded and I felt unappreciated. It doesn't matter what the story is, because the story is never really important, right? It's what it brings up in ourselves. Now, let me say a couple things about this. When this happened, I knew it wasn't the intention of the people involved to exclude me or to be unappreciative. Those energies, they live in me. And they were building such to a degree that whatever happened out there triggered those energies, right? So I knew cognitively that there was no one to accuse or no one to blame. But I still felt the feelings. I still felt this really strong energy moving through me. And I think it's interesting to note as well, I'm facilitating a chakra class, and we're on the third chakra. And it's so great, I didn't even realize this rising sun behind me. I don't know if it's rising or setting, actually. Let's just say it's rising. This rising sun is the image of the third chakra. And so appreciation and inclusion is part of the third chakra energy. So what's not surprising this last week as we're exploring chakra energy, that I would have this experience come to me about feeling excluded, feeling unappreciated. So I could do one of three things with it, right? I could react and accuse people and blame people. What that does in an immediate level is it discharges the energy. But I have found whenever I have reacted that way, I've had to clean up my mess afterwards because I've hurt someone. So reaction out isn't something that's a good idea, because we just add to the chaos and to the violence and to the harshness that's going on in the world. The second thing I could have done is I could have just suppressed it, not felt it, just like pretend it didn't happen. So that's really tough on the harmony and balance within my own physical system or psychological system, right? Because you've got all this energy that you're trying to suppress. And suppressed energy doesn't work for very long, right? And I said that there was a third way, and I'm blanking on what the third way would be right now. But I think those would probably be the two options. Either lash out or suppress it. Oh, no, the third way is to feel it. To realize this is energy. It's like, I did have this image because it felt really strong, because it's really old stuff. It's like a mini hurricane. It's just got to move through me. It's just got to move through me. It's energy. No one's to blame. This is old stuff within me, but because probably I'm paying attention to the third chakra, which is about personal power, and these things come up, let it move through, right? I just say a side note, the work that we do in Presence Process is exactly this work. It's to identify what minor hurricanes or thunderstorms or earthquakes are happening in us, and to just let it happen. Don't suppress it, and don't react. So I did that. It took about a day and a half, and I started feeling back to myself. I started feeling good. Now, I will say, this is also third chakra, there's a bit of a boundary setting that I might need to do in a particular relationship. But boundaries, when they're done lovingly and from a centered place, they're healthy things, right? It's when we confuse or combine reaction and someone needing to set boundaries where it gets, can be kind of unhealthy. So after I passed through this energy, I'm thinking, boy, that was really uncomfortable, right? None of us like to be uncomfortable. Didn't feel really good, right? And I think, how easy it is when I don't feel good, when I don't feel comfortable, when I don't feel safe, to assume that there's something wrong. Because that's what my brain does. My brain kicks in, there's something wrong, you've got to fix it. You know, you've got to yell at someone, you've got to label someone bad, you've got to label someone evil, you've got to react in a way that makes you feel better. Makes you or me feel better. As opposed to simply let the energy move through us. So I was thinking about this. I was thinking, oh gosh, when I feel uncomfortable, right? My mind wants to kick in and say something's wrong and someone's wrong. And the person who's wrong is most probably the person who's causing this all to start in the first place. Most of us grew up with a God that judges us, that labels us as bad or doing bad things, or labels us as good or doing good things. So most of us grew up with a theology, a spirituality, a lifestyle where things are bad or evil or things are good and pure, right? So we've divided the world up into two camps. Ernest Holmes was one of the contemporary educators, spiritual leaders, who talked about a non-duality spirituality. Now, it had been around for years and years and years, but Christianity and Judaism kind of moved away from this into a good and evil. Ernest Holmes says, no, there's one power, one presence. There's one energy moving through everything. There's not two. There's not good and bad. There's simply the divine unfolding through us and through all of creation. That's exactly what I pointed to at the very beginning. The harmony within nature, the balance within nature, the way that everything works together in nature, the harmony within us, the various organs and systems within our bodies that all work together to support life. A divine energy moving through us. Now, it is true there's denser energies, right? What I might say is a lower first chakra where people are just concerned only about themselves and sometimes will do really evil things so that they're protected or they get what they want. So we do have that. But it's not an evil presence in and of itself. It's an individual or a group of people that have turned away from their true nature. So this week, I'd like you to consider a couple things. I'd like you to consider that in your life, whatever is happening in your life, whoever you're witnessing in your life, through the media, through news, or in your personal life, there's no bad, evil things out there. And when you and I label that so, or when you and I think that, you and I step out of this one divine energetic flow. Our minds step out of it. So I invite you to take a breath this week, to relax. What a good week to do that as we approach Thanksgiving. To pause and to get your bearings and to take a look on how you're doing. And to realize within yourself that there's an energy, there's a presence, there's a power. Ernest Holmes says that is continually courting you, that is continually trying to get your attention. And get quiet, maybe be in nature, that would be a great thing. Witness the harmony, witness the peace within nature, witness it within yourself. And know that there's an energy, a presence that seeks to move through you, to evolve through you to your greater good. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in and to close your eyes. And I want to read again the reading that Christine so eloquently read with her beautiful prayer at the beginning. So close your eyes, and I'm gonna bring up the reading again. And I'm going to share with you, Ernest Holmes talks about healing as being revealing truth. That there's really not a healing to be had as much as a truth to be realized. So whenever you hear healing, maybe consider there's simply a truth to be revealed. So close your eyes, take a deep breath. So we're reading from Alan Seal. You are healing in every moment of your life. Don't worry so much about how to heal. Rather, open your awareness to the fact that it is already happening. And see where this healing is leading you. So we take a deep breath and we open to this one presence, this one power, this one life that we experience so magnificently through nature. Through the planet and the stars and the moon and the sun. Through the gift of water, through the ocean and streams and creeks and rivers. This one life that we experience through butterflies and through insects and through animals, through flowers and trees and bushes. This one presence that we experience through those whom we love and those who love us. So this morning, here now, let's open even more to this divine energy. Let's release from anything that blocks us from its full expression through us. And let's have a deep awareness that all trials, all struggles, all difficulties, they fade. They fade into God.
I think you forgot rainbows. I love rainbows. In my pain, there inside my weakness is the seed of something greater in me, and the shame of not choosing higher, all the disappointing moments fade into God. No mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in God all fade, all fades into God. No choice, a prisoner of anguish in a jail of I'm so lonely, a jail of all is lost, but the stars are shining to remind us seed is in the darkness, darkness into new life. No mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in God, all fade. It all fades into God. Hey, ha. Oh, yeah. In God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit in which I am spinning. I see the stars and I remember inside my hand is the seed of my strength. In God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit of which I am spinning. And I still remember inside my hand is the seed of all change. God is my life. In God is such excellence. All the ways that we seem to fail in God, all fade. It all fades it all fades into into God.
Gino Walker, what a great song. Thank you, Gino. Thank you very much, Gino. So this is a part of our gathering where frequently we read a letter or a letter from a member or a congregant, just as another way where we're trying to stay connected during this time. So if you would like me to read a letter from you to our community during this time, please email lee@universalspiritcenter.org. lee@universalspiritcenter.org. I'd love to read a letter from you, and we show a picture of you. And so today, Katrina Durkee wrote us a letter, and so it's my honor to read this really nice letter that Katrina has written to you. Hello, my beautiful church family. I am missing you all so much, but I'm hanging in there and doing well. It is my honor and privilege to share this love letter to my community, to all of you. I have been a member at Universal Spirit Center since 2007 and have been consciously giving since then. I continue to support our center financially during this time for many reasons. Tithing enhances my connection to our church community and certainly prospers me as well. I am grateful for our online services that I can both access live and recorded, and believe that my tithes assist in purchasing the equipment necessary to make this happen. As I continue to receive support from Rev Kev and the licensed prayer practitioners, and through online classes and events, I am proud of the work Universal Spirit Center does in the greater San Diego community, and I am happy to support this work as well. This has been a strange and challenging and interesting time, and I am so happy to have my church community for love and support through all these changes. Please join me in financially supporting our amazing community. I know that we are truly connected in our hearts and in our souls, and I look forward to the day when we can all physically be together for hugs. I know that day is coming and that it is already here in the mind of God. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I am grateful for my church home and family. Much love, Katrina. Thank you, Katrina, for that. And I'm going to invite us all to place our hands over our hearts. Go ahead and place your hand over your heart right now. Take a deep breath in. And just consider something that you're grateful for. Maybe it's the sun today. Maybe it's the person sitting next to you. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's us being together here in this energy. But just think of something you're grateful for and let gratitude open you up. Just feel the energy of gratitude moving out from you. And connect with this infinite source within you and ask this infinite source, what is it that is mine to give to this thriving spiritual community? Taking a deep breath, if you would repeat after me, as I give out, I receive. As I receive, I give out. Divinity happening as me.
And I'm back. Take two. So the announcements earlier had a little glitch, and so I got the opportunity to come back and share with you so that you don't miss anything that we have coming up for you to participate in. Everything I'm sharing and more is at universalspiritcenter.org. So our movie this month is called Let It Fall, and this is a documentary about the decade before the Rodney King riots and all of the tension that led up to that very memorable experience. So you can watch the movie on Netflix, and then on November 27th at 6:30 p.m., you can join us on our website in our community Zoom room for a discussion about the movie. So we hope you participate in that. Next up is our action of the week for the Racial Equality Project. Did you know that many corporations use prison labor to produce goods and services? Probably you might have some of these products in your home. These companies pay very little, and working conditions are inhumane. The prisons are profiting from the prisoners' wages. And if you'd like to let these companies know that you don't support this form of systemic racism, then go to the Racial Equality Project tab on our website and find out more information about what you can do to have your voice heard. And finally, recently, we launched a letter writing campaign to make a difference in a prison inmate's life. And that inmate happens to be my brother. And the initiative is called Letters to Eli. And we invite you to visit our website and click on events where you can register to send a letter of love, hope, encouragement, connection to someone who needs human connection. And I want to thank everyone who's already registered to participate, and we hope that more of you will jump in and send a letter. Eli has received your letters, and he thanks you, as do we. And my mom does too. She's watching. All right, so that's it. Thank you so much. Rev Kev.
Thank you, Rich. Let's acknowledge Rich. Rich Osigera, thank you for the announcements and helping out on with the online experience. And Gino Walker. Thank you, Gino, for your magnificent presence and your beautiful music. Corey, we always thank you for all the work that you do to make every Sunday morning happen. Christine Thompson, thank you so much for your beautiful prayer and your beautiful presence. It's good to see you. And thank all of you for tuning in. We wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving and really invite you to just get still and consider what it is you're grateful for during this time, and let your heart and your body open to the energy of gratitude. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a very blessed week.
With that, I will add on. Happy gobble gobble, everyone. So sing along with me as we sing out, We Let the Love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Feel it. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Peace and blessings.